I swear I feel like a failure.
Honey, you can't change the world in one day. But just think about what we did do. I bet we saved a few dolphins by keeping that boat off the water. And the next time you're walking along the beach and you see a school swim by, why, you can think, maybe I saved those gorgeous creatures from those... Me, Blanche.
Oh, Blanche, you're not a terrible person. You're just horny all the time.
Rose, it's Dorothy.
Gosh, I can't talk to her, not now. Oh.
I have a terrific idea. Before we go home to spend Christmas with our families, why don't we have a little celebration right here? St. Olaf style.
Now, I will not drink eggnog while wearing a cast iron brassiere.
We don't do that at Christmas. We do that at Easter.
I always assumed that he and Mama had a wonderful sex life. I walked in on him once when I was a little girl. There was all this huffing and puffing and high-pitched sounds, and then suddenly Big Daddy shouted, "Glory!" And they both lit up cigarettes. I bowed then and there.
And without having to go all the way.
You cannot. If that were true, Rose, that would mean you were a slut.
Oh, come on, Blanche, how can you say that? So the woman had 56 boyfriends in 1 year. She's not a slut.
Thank you, Doris.
She is the slut.
Couldn't bear the thought of spending even one day out of the rest of his life without me right there. And then he said, "Blanche, would you be my wife?" And after I stopped crying, I said yes.
Blanche, you're right. Love is...
Sophia, we're playing hearts.
I know, I felt like drinking some. If I'm going to get through a boring Saturday night with you two, I'll need a buzz.
Why are you so cranky?
I had plans with Mildred tonight. She waited until the last minute to call and cancel it.
Still can.
And you're going to be all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Good night.
Get yourself a good night's sleep.
Good night.
Oh, Blanche, just out of curiosity, were they in the dream?
I feel so terrific. It's like life is a giant weenie roast and I'm the biggest weenie. No argument from this corner.
Rose, you're even more relentlessly cheerful than usual.
Yeah, that's very funny, Rose. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. I passed this burger joint around the corner. Look like there might be some kids here.
Oh, but Donna, wait a minute, you just got here. Oh, I'd really prefer you to stay.
I planned a special meal for you, David.
Tomorrow, I love leftovers.
Well, what time will you be back?
And it's touching how that Great Dane is paying its respects.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join Dorothy and Stanley in blah, 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 followed by rings and into the vows.
Dorothy, I vow to you that my love is pure.
I thought I was safe backed up against these pillows.
Why don't we see what's keeping Trudy and Dorothy?
Yeah, probably got caught.
You can force us to stay here all night, but I'll be damned if you're going to force us to celebrate the most joyous holiday of the year with you.
Yeah, but
I've been sitting in the back seat of the car for half an hour. What am I, a dachshund?
Ma, be careful.
So you got a terrific smile.
Yes.
You're smart and thoughtful, so you've got beautiful eyes.
Yes.
And you're a music lover, so you've probably got a big behind.
No.
I am very upset.
Is it because you threw Michael out?
No, it's because I can't make any sense out of those commercials for obsession. Of course it's because of Michael.
You just did what you had outside of town. When I said, honey, why? They don't even have a football team. He answered by slipping a ring on my finger and proposing marriage. Well, I could not believe it. I just sat there for almost half an hour, just staring at that ring. Finally, I said, honey, this will not...
Attention?
Sure, I got attention, but only because you were the strongest, the smartest, and you could take care of yourself, which Ma constantly pointed out, in English and Italian.
Ma said this about me.
Think back, Dorothy. When we were kids, and Ma and Pop were working,
My bullhorn. Oh, this is the only thing I have left from my one day as a mountain rangerette. Hey, you! Get out of the pass. This is avalanche country.
What about this? You still want this old camera?
Where did you find that? That was Charlie's camera. And it's...
Six eyes met. Sonny fell into the orchestra pit. Lyle forgot his lines and went into Under the Yum Yum Tree. Except for the reviews, it was a magical night.
Sonny, Bono, and Lyle Wagner. Dorothy, this is an embarrassment of riches.
No, I wanted...
Sophia, how did you do? Great. Easily a personal best.
Oh, tell us what happened.
It was electric. The starter fired his pistol into the air, and like a shot, I left half my competition in the dust.
You were that fast?
No, it was the over 80 category. Most of them dropped from fright.
I see things more clearly than the average person. My perceptions are keener. My eyes,
Blanche. Sophia, we have all seen our husbands die. We know what that is.
Except for her, she was getting a manicure.
We had to use cotton and fish ointment.
That's nothing. In Sicily, we use a leaf in the river.
No, you never had a baby in Sicily.
I was a baby in Sicily.
Disposable bottles and formula. We had to sterilize our bottles and make our formula.
I nursed. Your brother was...
Back in St. Olaf with Mrs. Gunderson, our grade school teacher. Oh, she was the nicest woman you'd ever want to meet, but as the years went by, she got her facts a little confused. In biology class, she started telling kids that the human body was made up of 80% Ovaltine. When we were studying...
Me. Meets a man of science. He gives me classified documents. I give him, well, a peek at the hinterland. It's an epic love till it falls to shambles in utter deception.
He wasn't a man of science.
He wasn't a man.
Look at that! I don't believe that! Look at what they have on!
Oh, calm down, honey. They're just trying to get to you.
Rose, take that off. What?
Aren't you Mrs. Gonzalez? Spanish 101?
See?
Hi, Larry Tucker. You know, I was always afraid to tell you this when I was in your class, but I had a huge crush on you back then.
Why didn't you ever do anything about it?
Mrs. Gonzalez, you were my teacher.
Is there something wrong?
No.
Whatever gave you that idea?
As long as there's nothing bothering you. Would you like us to defrost a loin of pork so you can scoop up the sauce? Will I cry or commit you?
You just leave it to me. I know in my heart he'll be here.
Rose, just so I get this straight, you never actually met Bob Hope.
No, but I'm sure looking forward to it.
Make me laugh.
All right, here we go. It seems there was this doctor.
It seems there was? What is this, existentialist humor? Was there a doctor or wasn't there?
Yes, there was this doctor. He's sitting in the park.
What time of year is it?
What difference does it make?
You have to set the scene.
Who is telling this joke?
At the moment?
Oh, I'm fine. I just had a dream. We were all in Moscow. It was snowing and we were all wearing fake furs. I guess I'm just nervous about that press conference tomorrow. I've never had a press conference before. The idea of all those reporters coming to the house.
Ma, it's not cute once you pass 80.
Oh, I thought I heard come. Well, this year we just happened to have gotten a real actor, a star of incredible magnitude. Oh, Dorothy, the Miami Community Players are going to have the extraordinary experience of working with none other than the incandescent Mr. Patrick Bone.
Oh, my.
Mrs. Petrillo.
You're not here. Don't Ma me, you cheap floozy.
Ma, you would do this to your own flesh and blood.
You get over it, Dorothy. And if you don't, who cares? I'm on my way to see Burt Reynolds.
She's outside. She's bartering with the cabbie, you know. Imagine a man who would take cash over a rooster.
Well, tell us now what brings you all to Florida.
Well, we are here to take our daughter back to Sicily for her wedding.
Yeah, but Gina came with you.
Gina is not our
Veal in the cafeteria.
Dorothy, you can't find a job and you need the money. Besides, it might be fun working together. Well, nothing. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to set up an interview with Mr. Allen tomorrow.
What was that?
Rose brought a dog home from the supermarket.
What?
A beefcake calendar of monks of the Midwest?
Oh, come on, open up your mind.
Sophia, I'm going to go pray now. I won't tell you what I'm going to pray for because it would hurt your feelings. But when I'm done, I expect a complete change of attitude. Understand?
Please, don't close the door on the rest of our lives. I love you, Dorothy. Took me a while to realize I always have.
Blanche, how did it go with the accountants?
Oh, just fine. Hey, while I was in the waiting room, I was reading a magazine that listed the 10 richest men in America. You know, Merv Griffin's moved up a couple of notches.
He probably ate the two guys ahead of him.
Anyway, I got good news from my accountant. I'm being audited Tuesday.
Oh, look.
Sense of humor. Does it bother you that I gain weight?
Oh, I'm just so glad to have you back again. Listen, let's go and I'll show you where you'll be staying so you can unpack your things.
Now I understand why she's sleeping in Blanche's bed. We know it can support the weight of an average female and 2 Venezuelan soccer players.
We are never going to speak to you again.
Right!
Gotcha.
Very, very convincing, Blanche.
Well, I can't take all the credit. I didn't have that. You have another date with Ken. Oh, Sophia, do you believe it?
And I thought my head was spinning from the splash of vino in my lemonade.
Sophia, you don't put wine in your lemonade.
No. You're right, I don't. It was a bank, a department store.
Ocean Mist Retirement Hotel, Sundays noon to 1.
Ocean Mist, you know Molly Feinberg?
I don't think so. Wait a minute, you mean Molly Feinbaum?
I'm wrong. Ocean View, not Ocean Mist.
Feinstein, that's it. Gray hair, glasses.
Or is it Ocean Spray?
Dorothy, I've just discovered a great new way to meet more men.
More men? You're gonna need a turnstile in your bedroom.
I enrolled in a CPR class. For 6 consecutive hours, I was on my back while dozens of eligible men pressed their lips to mine and breathed air into my limp little body.
You startled me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time I'll knock.
Like your bathrobe.
Yeah. Kids gave it to me for Father's Day.
I wish I had that knack.
$1,000. God, life is beautiful.
Oh, now I don't feel nearly so guilty about spending all that money on this leather jacket.
Blanche, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but it looks like they sold you a jacket that someone returned. It's kind of beat up.
No, Rose, that's the way it's supposed to look. It's an aviator jacket. Blanche, what happened?
Well, Jake said that he thinks we have too many differences, so we're not going to get back together after all.
Oh, Blanche, I'm so sorry.
I don't understand how I let this thing happen. So, just what are you trying to imply?
Slut trash?
Now, girls, settle down before you say something you'll both regret.
You know what her problem is?
Preference.
Look, Rose, I don't think this is going to work out. Now, we are out all day. Puppies need care from someone with a knowledge of loving and nurturing. And let's face it, that is not mine.
Bingo.
Tonight you can't go alone.
We'll all go.
What are we screaming at?
I'm not sure, Dorothy.
The mouse! Rose, you promised that you'd get rid of it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dorothy. I tried to reason with him, but he just didn't seem to understand why you had to leave. I thought I had him convinced, but at the last...
Oh, Sophia, thank you, honey. How perfectly lovely.
Well, I was boiling water anyway to shrink the cyst on my backside. I figured, what the hell, I'll throw in a tea bag and make myself a...
Couldn't live with any of those. Look, I am perfectly capable of attracting a man who is charming, good-looking, and interested in personal hygiene.
Are you going to take this seriously or not?
Blanche, are you all right?
I'm stunned. I'm just stunned.
Honey, what's wrong?
Are you all right?
I think so. I don't feel any sparks.
Well, in this instance, I'll take that as a compliment.
I'm a little hot, but it's nothing I can't handle.
Here.
What am I going to do? What on God's green earth am I going to do?
You can stay home tonight. We're going to watch one of those John Bradshaw specials on PBS.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can't get Dorothy's inner child to shut up.
Good luck. I'll call Mel Bushman.
Two.
Well, 3?
Do we hear 4?
Well, that was more like a 10-day, 2-week span.
For me, that's a lifetime span.
Not even.
Do you realize I'll be 65 years old when this child graduates? Extra innings. And his delivery.
All right,
Yeah, we get it. So what was he like in bed?
Weights and counting the days. Dorothy, remind me again why this was a bad idea.
Oh, Blanche, be serious. Now, if we want to stay together, we're going to have to raise $10,000.
Well, I don't see why I should have to raise any money. I didn't create this problem. I think the moronic Scandinavian
Sick. Wow. You're really beautiful.
Thank you, Isaac.
Rose, Blanche and I have to talk to you right now.
That's a very nice dress, Rose.
Thank you. I've worn it once before. But the pantyhose are new.
Listen, Rose, if Blanche and I could just see you out on the lanai.
I won't dance. Don't ask me. Pay attention. You're in for a treat.
Oh, Ma, not another act.
No, Dorothy, not just another act, the act. I've taken a classic and reworked it Sophia style.
What is going on here?
I'm looking through the personals to find myself a man. Remember what that is, Dorothy? It's an animal, kind of like a woman, except that it's got a...
Ma! I know what a man is, but I tell you, I would never look for one through the personals. You know why? Because I have standards. I have intelligence.
hot car. We'll go out and tell him you're on your way. Come on, Rose.
Well, I guess this is it.
I'm just so sorry that it took me so long to realize how much this meant to you. It's just very hard for me to let go.
Me too, but someone else needs me more.
I can't take it back. It's against store policy.
Are you willing to sign an affidavit to that effect?
What?
An affidavit. It's standard in any NOPRL investigation.
NOPRL.
The NOPRL, Network of Older People Retired But Living. Sophia Petrillo, past president and legal counsel. There's stores in big...
Ma Blanche had her dream.
Are you all right?
I think so. You know, usually I feel so empty when I realize George isn't here, but this time it's different.
How?
Well, I don't know. The dream was different. Oh, wait.
Your nightstand.
Do you want to see my Vans Gap caca?
As long as I don't have to show you mine.
It's a St. Olaf friendship cake. I'm taking it to Roger. It's what do you do when you and Raymond want to, you know, make love? Blanche! Well, it's bound to come up. How do you handle it? Yeah, Dorothy, how do you handle it?
Handle it? I can't even get close to it.
Sophia, how was your date last night?
Tony Del Vecchio is a dreamboat. I wouldn't mind glancing over at the night table and seeing his teeth next to mine.
Ma, please. I mean, it's probably silly, but I'm not that comfortable hearing about your
Just rest.
Rest? I could be history in 20 minutes. I got some things I have to tell you. The key to my safe deposit box, it's in my underwear drawer.
Ma,
Don't
please.
interrupt. Don't let your Aunt Renata come to the services. It's my death. She'll make it her moment.
Ma, look.
Dorothy, you were always my favorite. I want you to know
I'd have fun, and we sure had a good time last year, didn't we, partner? It was okay.
You know, maybe I should get a partner and enter that tournament. You know, I used to be a pretty decent bowler.
decent bowler. You are a fabulous bowler. 180 average. 180?
Come on, come on. You may be right.
Good night, Charlie. It's like I'm wearing a sign.
I want everybody out of this room. I'm clearing it till the police get here. And nobody leaves the hotel, especially you. As of now, you're the only suspect.
Always something interesting happening at the beach. But then again, I've always been a beach person. Not my Salvador.
Salvador?
My husband.
You have a husband?
Departed. I told you about him. Anyway, Salvador hated the beach. He said too many people peed in the ocean. What about...
Blanche, I just heard on the radio 2 killers escaped from a Georgia State Penitentiary. So? They could be headed here. Honey, they escaped in Georgia. Why on earth would they come to Miami? For the same reason we did. Eligible men?
Take you to a hotel. It just cheapens it. I guess we're doomed.
Let's talk inside. The thing is, I've never done this before. Bring someone home.
I understand.
At the priest. You know I can't cut loose with a priest around.
Sophia, he happens to be a very nice man.
He gives me the creeps. He's been following me. They always follow the old people. It's like parking tickets. They got a last rights quota.
Sophia, there's...
You know something, Dorothy? You don't have to tell me this if you don't want to. But underneath it all, you believe in them, don't you? You did from the very beginning. Oh, I'm glad.
No fun being stood up, is it?
Listen, mister,
If you're looking for a quick score because you think I'm down, then you can just think again.
As a matter of fact, I was looking for a little sympathy. Got stood up myself tonight.
Really?
Cross my heart. What's left of it?
I only fly over empty fields in Kentucky where fat guys in overalls named Cooley have just run out of gas.
I think we ought to call the authorities.
Rose, there is no such thing as a UFO.
They were probably looking for someone to bring up to the ship.
Fine, now you stay out here, flag them down.
Boom, 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 Mr. Simon, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him tulips like roses and clover, and tell him that his lonesome nights are over.
Oh, I just love a mime. It's all on account of my Uncle Gustav. He was a coal mimer.
You mean a coal miner?
No, a coal mimer. You see, he had a bad back, and he didn't want to lose his medical benefits, so every morning he'd go down the shaft and pretend...
Say, Tuck. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Well, that's good. It'll keep you on your toes. Too bad there won't be anything underneath them. Okay, we take off in 5 minutes.
Are you excited?
Dumbstruck.
Oh, I know that feeling.
And I missed out on a lot of things because of that fear. Then, one day...
No, don't tell me. You met a handsome pilot. He invited you into the cockpit. Of course, you said yes, as you usually do in these stories. The two of you made passionate love, and now you cannot get enough of the friendly skies.
No, that's not what happened. I laughed too hard. I had a little accident.
I guess we do have a strange way of showing our affection. Oh, Ma, I'm glad to see you've cheered up, but why are you walking down memory lane all of a sudden?
It's just that I may not see you for a while.
Men are pigs.
The first effects of Hurricane Gale are now directly being felt along the South Florida coast.
Oh, have all the acts shown up?
Are we all set? Where's the MC?
All set. Ladies, trees are falling. Power lines are down.
They sit like that all day, every day. He's even started referring to my husband as that dumb Bajagaloop.
How'd you know that she was my mother?
Just a guess. From the way you were watching. And after what happened yesterday, I thought you might show up.
He told you about the...
Oh, me? Looks kind of lavender to me. Oh, I hated those drapes.
Lavender's a great color on me. Brings out my eyes.
Your eyes aren't lavender.
Girls! Blanche, who's the father?
The father? Gee, I don't know.
Well, you'd better figure it out. When was your fertile period?
Oh, silly water-retaining rose. She was discovered by the movies. I was discovered by a print ad photographer and the shoots today.
Oh, Blanche, haven't you had enough problems with photographers? Remember the last time? I mean, sure, the pictures turned out...
And you end up as the lead story on hard copy.
Do you have any idea what she's talking about, or do we have to up her medication?
I do know what she's talking about, but I can't tell you. I couldn't violate the attorney-client privilege, especially when we're talking about a sum as large as $35,000.
Can't afford to buy a house? What do we have for collateral? A gay cook?
Rose, nobody is getting married. Now let's go talk to Blanche.
Dorothy, we'll become bag ladies.
Blanche!
Come here. Dorothy, how sweet. Oh, that just gives me a warm, tingly feeling all over. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go slip under the covers and enjoy it.
Okay, Dorothy, she's gone. You can tell me the truth. You were talking about me, weren't you? That's okay. It'll be all right.
I can handle men one at a time.
Blanche, could you really do something?
Well, sure I could. If Dorothy will take care of that mess out in the living room.
Come on, now, just a minute. I have my own problems. I'm dealing with a mother who stole money from the government.
Come on, it's not like I'm an elected official.
Why skipper? Because you like boats?
No, I like to skip.
I got beat up a lot as a child.
Well, were you and Rose really serious?
Oh, you bet. In fact, Rose Lindstrom gave me my first real...
Possible. I feel like a
Backstabbing slut?
No.
Then please go for me. I'll feel better knowing this thing is finally...
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Allen. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, yeah. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, very sweet of you to call. Yes, thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
What did he want?
Art can be appreciated by humanity. Dorothy, you're here as a substitute teacher to educate our youth. And Rose, you're here because the rhythm method was very popular in the 20s. Okay? I'm going to the movies. Goodbye.
Lesson number 1, kiss.
Oh, beautiful Mother Earth! Land of God! How long were we out there?
At least 2 rosaries.
We're lucky to be alive.
And you!
Calm down, everybody. How did this happen?
I remember. That moron made us promise we'd have our heads frozen and meet 100 years later.
And we did it?
Don't know him.
Rose, exactly what did he say when you called him?
Well, I'm afraid I was pretty nervous and excited, so I didn't give him much chance to say anything.
But he accepted your invitation.
I told him I wouldn't take no for an answer. Well, I better finish getting ready. Oh,
They're the in crowd. Look, the Senior Citizen Center is divided into 3 cliques. The hip group, the not-so-hip group, and the broken hip group. Which group would you want to be in?
Oh, Ma, when I was a kid, you always told me it wasn't important to be a member of a popular clique. You always said just be yourself.
Sure. That boy had exceptional control. He was always up for extra innings. And his delivery,
All right!
Rose Nyland, you are St. Olaf's Woman of the Year! Oofda!
Many. But it just wasn't there. And then you happened, and it was as if George had just stepped right back into my life again. I just don't want to feel that incomplete.
hello. This is Rose Nyland.
What? I'm one of the winners of the Publishers Clearinghouse? Ed McMahon wants to see me right away? I should leave my Burt Reynolds ticket on the dresser before I go? Relationship. And from the sparks of that conflict rise the flames of desire. Flames that ignite in an uncontrollable frenzy of lust, passion, and ecstasy. I'm sorry, where was I? When I had a severe attack of writer's block. My head was devoid of all ideas and thoughts. That happens to me a lot. Do you write? No. Why do you ask?
Sorry.
Well, you ought to be. What about Dorothy? She happens to be my friend.
There's no reason to bring Dorothy into this.
Hi, Elliot.
Well, hello, Rose. My, what is that marvelous scent you're wearing?
Fancy albacore tuna. I made a casserole for dinner.
Would you, sir?
Sweet Virginia. Now, what do you want?
What is it with you? You just step on any kind of tender moment.
Oh, tender moment, my foot. All my life you've taken everything that ever meant anything to me.
What did that take? A couple of cashmere sweaters and a poodle skirt?
Our second contestant is an artist with an incredible body. She runs her own museum, speaks Chinese, and hopes to sail around the world before she turns 40. Wow, that must be a typo.
Don't.
No, not really.
Prove it. Put your money where your mouth is.
If there isn't already a sweet roll there.
Right, all right, but now nobody looked.
I always thought you had to pass 0 to hit that number.
Rose, have you been forgetting to wash the fruit before you eat it?
I'm serious. Bob Hope is my father. Well, sort of. I mean, he could be, maybe.
Rose, what the hell are you talking about?
There's
How many times do I have to tell you not to listen in on my conversations?
About twice a year. Like your phone is ringing off the hook. Like you got such a full social calendar. You're the only person who ever got a refund on call waiting.
All right, Ma, all right.
Oh, Dorothy, high school reunions, time you want.
That'll help ease the lonely nights. Thank you.
Oh, I see you two are getting acquainted.
Yes, I'm just going to take my stuff to my room. It's that second on the left down the hall there.
Dorothy, the second on the left is mine. Blanche had promised it to me.
Blanche promised it to me too, didn't you, Blanche?
Whoops.
But it's a dream come true.
I don't understand.
You should have that printed on a T-shirt. We're opening the old business again. A $1 million idea deserves a second chance.
Ma, come on, you're both over 80. Starting a business is hard work.
Yeah, for amateurs, but we've already done...
Father, I just wanted to drop something off. I found these between the cushions of my love seat.
Blanche's earrings.
She must have left them there last week. Oh, and she left her watch, too.
What? Well, thank you. I'll see that she gets them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, can I have your attention, please? I know I've been a bit scarce tonight, but there is a reason. Something tragic happened this morning. Oh, my, I need your help.
Oh, sure, sweet.
Look at it like you're making love to it.
It might help if you give her a reference she's more familiar with.
Okay, this is a rehearsal. We're going to run through it once, and then we'll do it for real. And go.
Guess what, Ma?
What's going on?
Oh, Blanche is telling me about Freud.
Why are you asking her? I'm the one who slept with him.
Boy, there is nothing more frustrating than waiting for one of these suckers to rise, and it just won't. That's no reflection on you.
I know why you...
Her life, baking, sewing, gardening, tending the animals.
Ooh, my favorite things.
Okay, let's get the show on the road.
Rose, you sure you don't want to come and just watch?
Come on, Rose. You'll sit and watch my dentures eat corn on the cob. It's a lot of laughs.
No, I don't want to kill him.
Horowitz anyway. I want someone to arrest David Hoffman's dentist.
Oh, Rose, honey, I have a date. Do you plan to use your silver bangle bracelet tonight?
I plan to spend the evening reorganizing my recipe file.
Oh, are you going to dress for the occasion, or can I borrow the bracelet? All yours. Thank you.
Rose, honey, I have a date tonight, so I'm borrowing your pearly.
Started hitting him with your purses?
Hey, he was cheating on me.
He got off easy. Back in Sicily, if Uncle Bruno had heard about this, boy, would he have been in hot water.
Ooh, what would Uncle Bruno have done to him?
You're hard of hearing? She just told you. He would have put him in hot water.
Well, at least something good came out of this. You two are close again.
You hear him.
Oh, Father Amara, this is a surprise.
Hello, Dorothy. May I come in?
Well, of course you may. Please come in. Ma, Blanche, this is Father O'Mara, St. Sebastian's Dean of...
Hand and foot. I'll get it. Sit.
Oh, my God! Oh, Dorothy, look at this! Oh!
What do you want?
Well, we were just in the neighborhood. We thought we'd stop by and see if you need anything.
Say that there were two things a lady could never have enough of. Lace handkerchiefs and gentlemen callers. Maybe next Mother's Day I'll bring you a gentleman collar. You want to go in the dining room, have some tea? Not right now, darling.
Look, Dorothy, can I ask you a personal question?
Yes?
You're divorced.
Yes.
How's your social life? Do you see men?
What in the world does seeing men have to do with anything?
Oh, Dorothy, we know for a fact that if people are not happy, and lonely people aren't, but they get all kinds of symptoms.
A bus?
She took the bus from California.
Yes!
All right, knock it off. That's probably her. Now, you said you'd be nice. And don't mention she's broke.
Oh, Mom, now why would I do that? She's my sister. Besides, I want to hear it from...
He walked. Well, good night. Sweet dreams.
I think I'll have just one more cup of tea.
Yeah, and we can finish the cheesecake.
Sounds good.
You know what would go so good on this cheesecake is those chocolate sprinkles.
We finished those in...
Girls, I dropped off the folder, talked for 2 hours, helped him pick out his tie sock hanky combo, and came home. Now, nothing else happened. I swear. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, how are we going to help him get out of there?
Ma, we got something really important to tell you.
It can wait. Dorothy, you remember Myron, don't you?
Listen, Ma, we gotta talk now.
Don't be rude, Dorothy. We have a guest. Don't you have something to say, Myron?
Dorothy, I was wondering if you would do me the honor of going out with me tomorrow night.
Well, what do you say, Dorothy?
Blanche, your daughter is about to leave for the airport. What the hell are you doing out here?
Oh, well, there's still some sun. I thought I might get a little color.
Blanche, this has to be absolutely the dumbest thing you could possibly do, too.
Dorothy's done nothing but talk about you for weeks. Rose. Every time she mentions your name, she practically glows. Rose. I think she's really very smitten with you. Rose. He's a priest, isn't he?
Charming,
Yes.
irresistible to men.
God, Clayton, you are me. But I still just can't...
Blanche, I spent a long time lying to myself. It felt a lot better when I stopped.
Let's go.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Please come in. You must be from the catering company.
Actually, I'm from Atlanta. I'm Margaret Spencer.
Whoa!
Coincidence, Blanche's father is marrying a Margaret Spencer from Atlanta.
Exist.
Have you tried telling them how you feel?
They wouldn't listen.
I'm listening.
Yeah, only because they dump me on you and you feel you have to.
No.
Well, you don't have to.
David.
Just leave me alone.
Phil had great taste. That's one of the things I loved about him the most from the beginning. His sense of style. You know, we were married for 26 years, and my family still talks about that wedding dress. God, I wish I could wear a plunging neckline like that.
And it was Miami Nice, and it was very funny. Is there anything about, like, retired people in Miami? And the writer we were with said, well, I'm not interested in writing old women. He's been out of the business a long time.
Sophia's out on bail awaiting her trial.
Well, if Dorothy had said it, you'd think it was brilliant.
So, this is life on the outside. It's changed. You've all gotten so old.
Ma, knock it off. You were gone an hour. If anyone's upset, it should be me.
How's that possible? Another man showed up? What I mean is, I had never seen a man before. A man?
Leaving you was the toughest thing that I ever did.
Yeah. I was quite a dish back then.
Longest legs of any girl in the village.
Dorothy, let me out of here right now!
There's only one.
No, Bobby, you don't have to write that last part. That was just a come-on. Look, I'm sorry to take up your time at this hour, ladies, but I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, of course. I am single, I'm free on Saturday night, and I can arch my back until my head touches my heel.
It's more than something you really want to do. Anyway, I've always regretted missing out on that one night of history. Oh, Blanche, I never got to see them. And the closest I'll ever get is Beatlemania. It's not really the Beatles, but it's an incredible simulation.
Doc says you got to take a little ride out to the sun deck.
Great. Who wants to drive?
I'll do it. It's nice not to be a passenger in one of these things for a change.
I want you to tell me the whole story all over again from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the time that you left when you were walking across the...
Dorothy.
My mother, too. If we don't find her, I don't know how I'm going to respond. But I'd like to think I'm not going to be any less sexy.
You're just a great big pile of estrogen, aren't you? Oh, where is Dr. Warren? I mean, this is insane. Where do doctors go in the middle of the night?
Well, their call rooms are up on the 12th floor.
Ma's class was all filled up.
Well, we'll see you soon. And Dorothy, thanks for all your help. Maybe we can get together soon and you can tell me all about that St. Olaf. Sounds like a good place to raise a daughter.
I ran into this man at the produce counter, and he asked me to play tennis with him tonight, but I forgot that Big Daddy's baby brother, my dearest and nearest relative, is flying in at 7. Oh, this is such a dilemma. Whatever am I going to do?
Blanche, it doesn't sound like a dilemma at all.
You know, Rose, you're right. Family you can see anytime, but a one-night stand thrusts my breasts forward.
Blanche, honey, you always did look pretty when you held your breath.
Jamie!
Well, darling, why do you look so stricken? He can't be...
Then after we finished talking, she'd always give me a piece of hard candy and a kiss goodnight.
I can't sleep. And what's worse, I went to Sophia's room for one of our talks. And then
that man.
Picture a man 20 pounds lighter, long, wavy hair, rippling muscles.
I can't believe Stan ever looked like that.
He didn't. But do you think if I ever met a man who looked like that, I would have married Stan?
Maybe we shouldn't be so tough on the guy. This brochure actually looks interesting once you get past the picture.
Much as I love you, little guy, we've got to do what's best for you. I wish I knew what to say to make leaving easier. You know, I used to have a little dog just like you back in St. Olaf.
She said St. Olaf, Bingo. I told you that's the attack command.
Of course I would. I got it on sale. I can't return it.
Oh, hi, Dorothy. We just went shopping for Sophia's party.
That's what I want to talk to you about.
I am having the hardest time finding a present. What are you getting, Sophia, Dorothy?
I would rather not say.
It's a surprise.
You know what it is?
That's right.
Well, how come she gets to know?
Oh, Jerry, how nice of you to stop by.
Why'd you ask me to pick you up at a motel?
They're having a cast party for Beatlemania at our house, and the last time I looked, Ringo was hanging over the toilet singing Help.
Oh, I
I can understand that. I was in the band in high school. We went crazy at away games. I remember...
Excuse me, more guests.
Don't tarry.
I love the way you British talk.
Well, hurry back and I'll say more words.
Oh. I guess I did invite every male in town. Sale?
Well, can we get in trouble having a garage sale? I mean, we're not actually selling a garage.
If it's a choice between the two of them, let the blind one make change.
Isn't it? I've forgotten what happened that time we tried that. Remember the outfits that we ended up
Lord
with?
have mercy.
Oh, Lord have
Well, this seems like a nice club.
But it's for women only. What's wrong with a nice co-ed gym we just saw?
Come on now, Blanche, that was nothing but a pickup scene. People running around and...
Excited. Spiritually confused. Did I mention excited?
Let the games begin.
Oh, boy. So, how do I start?
Oh, County knew was actually a social disease.
Congratulations, Rose, a new record. And you've done it without needing penicillin.
Now, Rose knows I don't mean anything, don't you, honey? We all have our dry spells.
You can borrow the earrings, Blanche. I'm not going anywhere tonight. In fact, why don't you just hang on to them? All creatures must learn to coexist. Back where I come from, they do. That's why the brown bear and the field mouse can share their lives and live in harmony. Of course, they can't mate or the mice would explode.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the middle of some awful dream. Yet I know it can't be a dream because there are no boy dancers. Mother! I just cannot believe you are actually going to give money to someone like this sperm pusher. You are a Devereaux. A Devereaux has never had to...
Ma, lie down. Just lie down. Lie
Dorothy, what if I'm having a heart
down.
attack?
You're not having a heart attack.
How do you know? You're not a doctor.
You're not having a heart attack. Why do you think you're having a heart attack?
I'm 80 years old. I got Pavarotti sitting on my chest. Odds are it's a heart attack.
The doctor was out, but they're trying to locate him, so I called the paramedics, and they're on.
Arnie wants me to go away with him on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh. Oh, and you're upset because he wants you to pay your own way?
I'm upset because we'll be all...
Oh, God, he's proposing to her again. Will one of you raise your standards, please?
Sophia, I'm not proposing. I'm here because Dorothy and I just inherited an apartment building. We're going to be landlords together. I mean, it's not a very big building, but she'll still clear a couple $100 a month.
Dorothy, this is wonderful. With that kind of money, we can hire a real...
Because you haven't accepted his death yet.
Thank you. I've never been psychoanalyzed by a dipstick before.
I wonder who they are.
You mean you don't know them?
No.
Now, this is awful.
What? What's so?
Minute. Why do you always come into a room and say, girls, girls? Do you see Molly Ringwald sitting here?
Well, you're awfully cranky today.
Well, forgive me. My arthritis is bothering me. My Social Security check was late. And I realized today I haven't showered with a man in 22 years.
Ma.
The man's as gay as a picnic basket.
Ma, that...
Drop dead.
Blanche, whatever happened to getting beyond your ego?
My ego has nothing to do with it. These drawings are brilliant.
Blanche, I have lived with these characters all my life, and I'm the one to determine if your drawings are brilliant, and that one needs work. What's wrong with it? Well, you forgot Melvin the Loneliest Sea Otter.
I want to give you something personal, something from the heart. The most beautiful thing I own to the most beautiful person I know. Let me see, I guess that would be my emerald earrings. I'm sure as hell not going to give you those. But I do want to give you something.
Takes so little to make her happy. Good night, Blanche.
Good night, honey.
Rose, good.
Hello, Pop.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Oh, that's all right. We British love dogs. It's children we can't stand.
Herringballs?
I'm sorry, Rose. I'm just sorry.
And then one night at the country club, possibly during little Mei Ling's coming out party. Dorothy's having the time of her life when she goes to the powder room and she overhears the towel lady telling Mrs. Steinbeck that Dorothy's husband...
Not your shoes.
Oh,
Harry, thanks so much for coming.
Frank, talk to me. What's going on here?
Well, he isn't feeling very well, so we thought we'd have you over for a drink.
I'm just thinking out loud, but isn't Atlanta where the Center for Disease Control is?
Coincidence.
Hey, these are all right. When I look through them backwards, you actually look demure.
Florida coastline, with only this towel between your hot flesh and the cold, wet sand.
I brought my son Skippy home from the hospital in this towel dump.
You're lying, Blanche.
I have a few words I'd like to say. First off, I want to thank all of you. This has been a great campaign. Tomorrow at this time, I could actually be your city councilman. But I don't want to be your city councilman unless I can win this job honestly, and there is something that I have...
I'm away from being a potato.
Yeah, well, I got to get up early tomorrow. I need to get to sleep, Dorothy.
Yeah, you're wearing your toupee to bed. That means one of two things. Either there's a woman in your bed, or Suzanne Summers is on The Tonight Show.
Would you get to your point, Dorothy?
I didn't come here to see you. I came here to talk to her.
Again, and you have to give her one of those Van Damme moves to the jaw.
Rose!
I like to win, all right?
Well, now that you have, what are you going to do with the prize?
Well, it's for newlyweds only, and Miles and I aren't married, so I guess I'll have to give it back.
Rose, has it ever occurred to you that maybe the good Lord is trying to tell?
Sorry, this, aren't you?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Take her. Blanche, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I feel like I'm going insane. My life's been turned upside down.
Just so we're in sync, it's this husband back from the grave thing, right? Right. And good at math. I'm so glad you got your own Disneyland. Thank you. Goodbye. Dorothy! Dorothy! Mr. Yamamoto just called about a teaching job.
Two.
Oh, well, my sister Charmaine was insanely jealous of me from the time I was a gorgeous little infant. See, she was 1 year ahead of me in school, and we used to compete for everything. But there was one thing that Charmaine did excel at: cheerleading. Now,
What a night. Doesn't it feel as though we just woke from a dream? You know, it really has been like Shakespeare with magic and moonlight and the wrong people falling in love. I mean, what does Puck say in the last speech from...
Isn't this fun? Dorothy, you haven't even touched your Mr. Ha-Ha dog.
You're right. I touched it.
You're not having any fun, are you, Dorothy?
Am I that?
83, close one. 68, whoa!
What is it?
You!
What about me?
You're dead.
Say what?
I told you you're dead. You must be. It says so in the paper.
Blanche Devereaux, age 68. 68?
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, come on now. I heard you laughing. What's so funny?
For starters, Gina's a lesbian.
What's funny about that?
You aren't surprised?
Of course not. I mean, I've never known any personally, but isn't Danny Thomas one?
I'm not thrilled about my son marrying your daughter either.
Oh, yeah? Why, you got something against black people?
Of course not. And I resent the insinuation. Why, we firmly believe that all men are created equal.
That's a bunch of baloney.
Rose!
Well, it is if you don't believe me. Just turn on your towel.
What the hell are you talking about?
Ask the towel lady.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, well, right. That clears it all up. See you later, then. He robbed the bank. Anybody hungry?
Proportion.
What didn't you declare, Blanche?
You.
Me?
And Rose and Sophia. I think over the past 5 years, I might have forgotten to mention that y'all are living here with me and paying rent.
We just slipped your mind?
Well, of course not, darling, but you know I think of you girls as family.
Right. It's steady work. They supply the uniform, and you're married to God. At least he's home every night.
Dorothy, maybe it's time you reconsidered working at the museum with me.
Honey, come on, we've had that conversation. The only thing I know about museums is that you shouldn't eat the...